The Borg Queen, Alice Krige, Annie Wershing, was arguably the most formidable Star Trek villain Captain Jean-Luc Picard, Patrick Stewart, ever faced. Although the Borg Queen did not make her debut until Star Trek: First Contact, the Borg established themselves as dangerous enemies of the United Federation of Planets in Star Trek: The Next Generation. The Borg were organized as a hive-minded collective of beings assimilated from various species across the galaxy. The Borg Queen was the undisputed ruler of the collective, with her main goal to assimilate as many civilizations and technologies as possible. The omnipotent troublemaker known as Q, John Delancey, first introduced the Federation to the Borg in Star Trek: The Next Generation, Season 2, Episode 16, Q Who. When Q sent the u.s.s. Enterprise D flying across the galaxy, Captain Picard's crew encountered a Borg cube for the first time. Star Trek: The Next Generation's characters quickly realized there was little they could do to combat this new enemy, and they warned the Federation upon their return. Q's intention had been to show Picard how unprepared Starfleet was for the threats that lay in wait for them, and the rest of the Federation would soon learn this truth the hard way. Over a season after Q introduced the u.s.s. Enterprise D to the Borg, the cybernetic drones returned in full force in the Star Trek: The Next Generation two-parter, The Best of Both Worlds. The Borg kidnapped Captain Picard and assimilated him, turning him into their mouthpiece, Locutus. The Borg planned to assimilate Earth and thought having a human intermediary would make the process more efficient. The Borg Queen personally oversaw Picard's assimilation, although this was not revealed until Star Trek: First Contact. As the only individual in a sea of hive-minded drones, the Borg Queen had grown lonely and wanted to create an equal in Locutus. Locutus was originally intended to be an intelligent counterpart for the Queen, but Picard continually resisted her attempts to assimilate him, forcing her to turn him into a mindless drone. Picard's assimilation also allowed the Borg to access everything the Enterprise captain knew about Starfleet and the Federation. With this knowledge, the Borg had a tactical advantage at the Battle of Wolf 359, which proved devastating for Starfleet. Commander Will Riker, Jonathan Frakes, and the Enterprise crew eventually managed to rescue Picard, and they used his link to the collective to destroy the Borg cube approaching Earth. When the u.s.s. Enterprise returned to Earth to aid Starfleet in a battle against the Borg in Star Trek: First Contact, Captain Picard and his crew followed a Borg sphere back in time to prevent them from altering the past. When the Enterprise arrived in the 21st century, the crew discovered that Dr. Zephram Cochrane, James Cromwell, was preparing to launch his first warp flight on April 5, 2063. This historic event would lead to first contact with the Vulcans, which ushered Earth into a new era of exploration. The Borg intended to assimilate a defenseless Earth in the past, and Picard and his crew resolved to stop them. As Picard led a team to fight off the Borg, LT Commander Data, Brent Spiner, was captured. The Borg Queen tried to convert Data to her cause, while Picard mounted a rescue attempt. Picard came face to face with the Borg Queen as she taunted him that she had gotten Data to join her side. In the end, Data deceived her and prevented her attack from being successful. Data and Picard then destroyed what they could of the Borg Queen, preserving the proper timeline and crippling the Borg collective in the Alpha Quadrant.